Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the problems that many Muslim brothers and sisters face is the sin that they fall into when they're with their Muslim brothers and when they're with their Muslim sisters. And this sin that they fall into is the sin of backbiting. Talking about people behind their back, criticizing them, making fun of them, talking about the way they look, the way they speak, the things that they wear, the clothes that they might be wearing, the way they act and the way they behave, behind their back. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions specifically in the Quran those people who backbite others. He said, وَلَا يَغْتَ بَعْضُكُمْ بَعْضًا. He said, don't backbite one another. And then he gave an example. And he asked us as Muslims, he asked us a question. And he said, أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَن يَأْكُلَ لَحْمَ أَخِيهِ مَيْتًا فَكَرِهْتُمُ. He said, would you like to eat the flesh of your dead Muslim brother? So this is the example he gave. The example of someone who backbites is like the example of someone who's eating the flesh of his dead Muslim brother. Why is this example given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What's the similarity or the similitude between these two? How are they same? How are they similar? Because when a person backbites someone, that person can't defend himself. He can't defend himself, he doesn't know about it, and he can't defend himself. The same thing when a person, as Allah says, uses this example, the same thing when a person eats the flesh of his dead Muslim brother. When he does this, that person is helpless. He can't do anything to defend himself. He's not there to do anything about it. So this is definitely a problem that many Muslims suffer from. We need to understand how we can overcome this problem. How when we're in our circle with our friends and we're talking about things and we're having conversations, how can we not talk about other people, not gossip and not backbite? The first thing that a person can do to prevent this is to think about what he says. If it's something which there's no benefit in, then it's better for him to stay silent. As we know, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, he said, "Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir." Whomsoever believes in Allah and the last day, فَلْيَقُلْ خَيْرٌ أَوْ لِيَصْمُتْ. Then let him speak good or remain silent. If a person is thinking about saying something about his Muslim brother or her Muslim sister, and it's something which has no benefit in, and she's going to be backbiting her, or he's going to be backbiting his Muslim brother, then he should stay silent, not say anything at all. And as a result of him staying away from doing a sin, he will be rewarded for this. A second thing a person can do is to look at who he socializes with. Look at this group of friends that he or she is with. Try to change his group and his friends that he's with who are causing him to fall into this sin. As the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, he said, "Al-mar'u ala dini khalil." That man is on the religion of his friends. فَلْيَنْظُرَ أَحَدُكُمْ مَنْ يُخَالِلُ. So be careful about whom you socialize with, who you become friends with, who your friends are. So pick your friends carefully and make sure those friends don't make you fall into sin. The last and final thing that a person can do to avoid this evil sin of backbiting is to, instead of saying something bad about them, to say something good. So when you're in a circle of friends and you're talking about someone, for example, and you're about to fall into the trap of saying something bad about someone, instead of saying something bad, say something good about them. No, this brother is a really nice brother, mashallah, or he wears really nice clothes, or he speaks very well, or he's a very generous brother, he's a very giving brother, he's a very caring brother. Say something good about that individual. Instead of saying something bad, say something good. So that there's this spirit of brotherhood or the spirit of sisterhood amongst the people, and there's love between people, even though those people that you're talking about and those people that you're praising aren't in front of you. And as a result of this, inshallah, you'll be able to overcome this illness of backbiting. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.